Months had passed since the night Frank regained control over the beast, even if only briefly. Each full moon brought new challenges, but with Mary's help, he grew stronger. He learned to hold on to his humanity longer, fighting the transformation with sheer willpower. But he knew the beast wasn't gone, it was waiting, growing restless, and angrier with every battle it lost. One evening, as the next full moon approached, Mary arrived at Frank's cabin holding an old, weathered book. "I've been researching," she said, setting the book on the table. Its cover was cracked, the pages yellowed with age. "There might be a way to end this curse for good." Frank leaned over, his tired eyes scanning the text. It spoke of an ancient ritual, one that could sever the bond between man and beast. But it came with a warning. The ritual required confronting the beast in its purest form, a direct battle between Frank's humanity and the creature's savage instincts. "You'll need to enter the beast's mind," Mary explained, her voice steady but tinged with worry. "The ritual will pull it out of you, but you'll have to defeat it on its own terms." "If you fail," Frank nodded, understanding the unspoken words. If he failed, the beast would consume him entirely, leaving nothing of his humanity behind. The night of the full moon arrived, and the ritual began. They chose the same abandoned church where Frank had first fought to control the transformation. Mary set up the candles and symbols, chanting words from the ancient text. Frank stood in the center of the circle, the silver medallion around his neck. As the moonlight poured through the broken windows, the familiar pain overtook Frank. His body began to twist and shift, but this time, something was different. The transformation halted midway, and a wave of darkness swept over him. His vision blurred, and he collapsed. When he opened his eyes, he found himself standing in a desolate forest, the air heavy with tension. This wasn't the real world, it was the beast's domain, a place that mirrored his worst fears. From the shadows, a pair of glowing eyes appeared, followed by the hulking figure of the werewolf. "You can't win," the beast growled, its voice deep and menacing. "You're nothing without me. I am your strength, your rage, your power." Frank clenched his fists. "You're wrong. You're a curse, and I'm ending this, tonight." The beast lunged at him, claws slashing through the air. Frank dodged, narrowly avoiding the attack. The fight was brutal, with the beast's overwhelming strength testing every ounce of Frank's resolve. But every time he was knocked down, he got back up, fueled by the memories of Mary and the life he wanted to reclaim. Finally, as the beast pinned him to the ground, its jaws inches from his throat, Frank reached for the silver medallion glowing faintly in his hand. With a desperate cry, he drove it into the beast's chest. A blinding light erupted, and the creature let out an agonized roar, disintegrating into ash. Frank awoke on the cold stone floor of the church, the first rays of dawn breaking through the windows. Mary was kneeling beside him, her face filled with relief. "You did it," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "It's over." Frank sat up, his body aching but lighter, as if a great weight had been lifted. He glanced at the medallion, now dull and lifeless, but a small smile crossed his lips. For the first time in years, the full moon no longer scared him. The beast was gone, and he was free. But as he and Mary left the church, he couldn't shake the feeling that the darkness hadn't vanished entirely. Somewhere, deep in the shadows, it still watched, waiting for another chance.